Then Garnet Evans, wearing a sequined grandmother of the bride sash, stood up in the front row and addressed the wedding guests. "Well, you heard my new grandson. Let's get this party started." The minister insisted that Ike and Riss dismiss the wedding guests one row at a time. That's when they exchanged a WTF look, and Riss realized they were meant to employ a delaying tactic. After the first row exited, Riss muttered through her smile, "You could have warned me that Tobin planned to bolt with the bride as soon as the ceremony ended." "I had no idea, but the minister knows what's up." Riss nodded to Brian and Harper Turner. "Do you remember the last time he said they'd be a little late to us?" "They caught the final 15 minutes of that shitty movie we didn't want to see." He dipped his chin to the Lawsons, Abe and Janie, and Hank and Laney as they shuffled out. "And the time before that?" "We ended up watching the demolition derby by ourselves because they didn't show up at all." She nodded to Renner and Tierney Jackson. They'd better not pull a no-show at their own wedding reception. "We're already stuck delaying the guests. What else can we do?" "Find them ASAP." Riss nudged him with her shoulder. "Bet you thought being best man meant just showing up in a suit and handing over the rings." "Yep." "I say we check the laundry room first. The vibrating machines only set Tobin back a couple of quarters. And who washes clothes at a resort on a Saturday night?" Since nearly all the wedding guests were local, it had been business as usual for the Split Rock Ranch and Resort, the wedding venue. Resort guests were being treated to a closed-door, catered dinner in the lounge during the short wedding ceremony in the main lodge. "Nope, too public for Tobin. I'd guess they're in one of the offices." The last two rows of guests exited, and the maintenance crew immediately started moving chairs. "We would have seen him hoof it up the stairs." She faced him. "The barns are too dirty. The kitchen is filled with the catering staff. The bar is brimming with resort guests. It's freezing outside, so they ain't fogging up the windows in his truck." They said, "the clothing store," at the same time. Ike led the way at a quick clip with Riss right behind him. After turning the corner, they noticed the horny couple had left the glass door to the Wild West clothiers ajar. Dumbasses. In the hallway leading to the dressing rooms, Riss and Ike heard the thump-thump-thump of movement against a solid surface. Their eyes met for a moment when female moans and male grunts escalated. Yay, they'd arrived in time to hear the big finish. "Lucky us, huh?" Ike drawled. "Lucky Jade." For the briefest moment, Riss wondered if she'd ever experienced that kind of devoted urgency. Sure, she'd had her share of lustful encounters, but that burning need never lasted beyond a night or two. So it wasn't that she didn't believe lust, love, respect, and a lifelong commitment was possible with one man. She'd seen it happen to several of her friends. Riss just lacked faith that it had happened to her. "Hey!" Ike yelled, pounding on the wall, scaring the crap out of her, and evidently the newlyweds, because Jade screamed, "Quit fucking around and get your horny asses to your damn wedding reception." Silence. Then Tobin bellowed, "Did you follow us?" "Someone had to," Riss chimed in. "Better us than—" "Your mom and dad," Ike inserted, "or your—" "Grandma Garnet," Riss added, grinning at Ike. "Although the mud lilies would get a huge kick out of finding you two cracking the plaster in the dressing room." "They'd probably take pictures," Ike said. "Miss Maybelle does have that fancy new camera." "And it would add those juicy details everyone wants when she writes up the wedding announcement in the Muddy Gap Gazette." Jade's gasp was soothed by Tobin's low, reassuring rumble. Then he said, "Come on, guys, give us 5 more minutes." 5 minutes and that's it," Riss shot back. "And Jade better not have sex hair, Tobin. I mean it." "Fine, now you two just go." Riss dragged Ike out of the store. Laughing, Ike held his fist out for a bump. "That went well." "They're lucky we found them before anyone else did." Riss slumped against the wall. "We're through the easiest part. How many hours you reckon we have left?" "Hell if I know." Ike looked at her curiously. "What do you mean we're through the easiest part?"